So hopefully many of you will have seen scrapbooking pages on the internet. There's loads of examples to look at. Maybe some of you have even tried making some. Scrapbooking pages celebrate, remember a specific day or event. And this is our attempt to do a glass painted version of one. We're going to start off with a very simple design, and maybe, given time, we'll do some more complicated ones. So as with many of the projects, I've started on the computer. This is GIMP, an image editing software, and you can see here I've done a colour copy of the design just to show me what it's going to look like, and I've also done a black and white copy. Now my printer only does A4, but luckily this program, if I can find the right bit, will chop it up into two pieces which will fit on A4 sheets. So I should go away, print those off and stick them together. So I've printed out the design, just it's on two A4 sheets which I've stuck together. But there are a few things I want to do first. This is the glass and the backing board for the frame. These are the clips which hold it round. It's this little bit here which goes on the top of the glass. Now I'm going to put a border of this adhesive 6mm lead on my piece. You don't have to do that. You can just use your liquid lead if you've got it. But I'm going to do it, and I'm going to make it non-sticky around here somewhere. I'll show you in a second. And that's so the clip can actually go under the lead and won't spoil the look on the front. So I shall put a bit of tape the wrong way round, stuck backwards in the right place, which if we look here, there we are, that little mark there gives you the place. So at that position I shall make it non-sticky so we can put the clip underneath. Let me show you what I mean. There's my lead, and obviously want to get it right on the edge. Always have a problem getting the backing off. I usually have my craft knife around to do that. In fact, let me just pick it up. Here we go. I'm going to need this craft knife in a minute anyway. So I'll just use the knife to start taking the backing off. Get it right against the edge. It'd be better if that was lifted up a little bit. So let me see if I've got something I can, a spare bit of lead there. And just lift it up so I can tell where the edge is. Now we've reached that point. So all I'm going to do is take a bit of masking tape, any sort of tape will do. Doesn't even really have to be tape because the underside's sticky anyway. A bit of paper or something would do. Overcut the size. I will trim it down in a minute. It will go there. No, it won't, it will go there. There we go. Losing my voice now. And carry on, just sticking this lead down, making sure I'm right at the edge of the glass. And there we are, that's finished, and there should be a non-sticky bit there where we can put the clip under. Right, I'm going to carry on and I'm going to do that around all 4 edges, and then we'll move on to the next stage. So, as you can see, I've finished doing the lead around the outside with the unstuck parts, and I've blue tacked the design in the correct place underneath my work. Now, as usual, the next stage is to outline it. As normal, I'm going to start in the middle and work my way out. But what I am going to do is leave the happy birthday in the fore till I've finished doing the rest and that has dried. Certainly the happy birthday is going to be a slightly complicated bit, so I want to do that on its own in one go, and might as well do the 4 at the same time. So I'm going to do all the major work first. Now that line, big black line out there, and the thin line you can see down there aren't to be done. They're just working lines. I think I've got it parallel. It's a bit difficult to tell. I might be able to tell more that way round. Looks parallel. So we shall start with the outlining. As normal, I shall be using a piping bag. You don't have to if you've got a bottle or a tube or something, but it is my preferred way of piping. I'm not going to go in depth about piping. If you haven't done it before, I suggest you look at one of our videos. We have possibly the one from a couple of months ago in the lessons about basic piping. It is a topic all of its own. Put my outliner in there. Nice medium lines on this, nothing too thick, nothing too thin. Can't see, but I'm just rolling down the end of my piping bag. Get a bit of tissue there. No, none's coming out. So snip a bit off there, and that seems fine. So, starting in the middle, I shall work my way out. One little error I have made, I've made my working lines black. I normally make them a different colour, green or red. It's much easier to see where you have done, where you haven't, if your working lines are a different colour to your outliner. Right, I'm not going to make you watch all of this. But I shall carry on and finish doing all the major parts of the outlining. Right, well, I've finished the first bit of outlining, and I did do the 4. I had enough outliner in the bag, so I did the 4, even though I said I wouldn't. So it just leaves the happy birthday to do, and I'm not happy with this line. You probably can't see there because it's black on black, but I'm not happy with it. It's not been done well, so I'm going to cut off this line, what there is of it. It's going to take a little bit of doing because it's not solid all the way across, as you can see. Much better to do it this way than try and wipe any mistakes off while they're wet. You make an awful mess if you do that. And you're managing to make a little bit of a mess doing it like this. There we go. So at the same time as doing the happy birthday, I will redo this line down here. So, as you can see, we've had a slight technical hitch. The memory card ran out, so it didn't actually record me doing this line or the happy birthday. But as you can see, I have piped them and they are now dry. So it's time to get on and do some painting. Mostly I'm going to be using the Pebeo glass paints. Mostly transparent apart from this Pebeo Moon, the gold one. I'll explain more about that in a moment. I have, however, got this DECORfin transparent glass paint. First time ever I've used that. I'm using it because it's a colour I haven't got in the Pebeo paints, and I want to give it a try. So I'm going to start off with this gold, and I'm going to use that for the border. This is fairly opaque, and the idea being it will hide the edge of the photographs and hopefully even give me a little bit of space for sticking them down on the back without it being seen on the front. So all the border area I will be doing using this gold, it's called Fantasy Moon. So let me get on and do that. I shall be using my normal solid paint brush. Don't worry if you're using one with bristles, equally okay. Just remember it's the same technique as all flat glass painting. You are flood filling. You are not brushing, you're using the brush to tease the paint along. Make sure it gets right up to the outline and to fill any gaps. Now if you go over, which I have done a teeny little bit there, just clean your paintbrush and use it to lift any odd bits off. Again, as usual, I'm not going to make you watch every little bit of this. I'll show a bit of it speeded up and then we shall get on with the next bit. Do remember to lift your work up every now and then, just to ensure there aren't any gaps. So every now and then just lift the work up slightly and you'll be able to see any gaps. Don't let the paint run. And obviously my working surface is flat. I did check that out with my spirit level, and equally I shall be putting it on a place to dry in a bit, and that will be flat as well. Okay, well that's the frame finish, so now to move on to other parts, and I'm going to start with the happy birthday. I'm going to try the happy birthday in a variety of colours, and then from those I'll choose which colours I want the balloons. I'm going to start with the new paint with the, what was it called, DECORfin, and we'll do a couple of the letters in this. That's quite nice. It smells a bit, but it flows quite well. It'll be interesting to see what sort of finish it gives. Right, now I shall carry on doing this with my Pebeo paints. Again, I'm not going to make you watch every little bit, so I shall do a bit more and then speed it up. I'm also going to do the letter 4 down there, or the number 4 I should say, at the bottom. You can't quite see the bottom at the moment. Well, that's all of that finished, and from those colours I'm going to pick 3 of the lighter ones to do the balloons, which is going to be the yellow, the light blue and the green. As you can see, I've done that in the blue, and just to give a little bit of shading to it, I'm going to drop 1 drop of clear just on that side. It gives it a sense of light hitting the side of the balloon. Right, I shall carry on and do all 3 balloons, and that'll be the painting finished. Well, I finished the painting and put it to the side to dry, and I thought whilst we're doing that I'll take a look at the backing board. Now this is the backing board which came with the clip frame. Hope you can see that. It's fine, that's one side, that's the other. Now I could just use the backing sheet which also came with the clip frame. It's glossy, it's white, and it should do fine. In fact, I'll try and show you with that on in a bit. But I also want to try a more metallic look. Now to do this, I'm actually going to turn the backing board round and work on this, which was the back of the backing board. It's a lot smoother, as you can see, than that side. It shouldn't matter because these holes seem to be symmetrical, so turning it round won't matter. And I'm going to use what you can call, or may call, baking foil, aluminium foil, tin foil, which is normally used in cooking. Now you have to be very careful with this, you can get creases in it, I've noticed, without trying too hard, and we want as few creases as possible. And what I've got here is a bit of watered down PVA glue, or maybe Elmer's glue if you live in certain places, and I'm just going to put it on the couple of centimetres on the edge, but right up to the edge, not too thickly. And now I'm going to cover that with the tin foil. This tool, it should help me to get at least the majority of the crinkles out. Obviously I don't want to tear it, I don't want to put more crinkles in. And we've got a bit of glue on it. Now I shall leave this to dry, but I shall also wipe off these little smudges of PVA glue I've got on the top. Well, here is the finished item. As you can see, all the elements are done, etc. I've just placed the frame on the top for the second. As you can see, makes a really nice frame. Will be much better when I get a photo with the pictures in it. I've put it on the silver. There's no reason why you can't use the backing sheet instead if you prefer. Just put that there roughly so you can see. That makes just as nice design, although I personally quite like the silver. One little bit I'm not too happy with is the highlights in the balloons, so I'll probably give that a miss next time. Okay, let me put that all together and show you the finished item. I will just say, let me move that out of the way. I finish off the board, the backing board, which I did silver. Just put a little bit of tape on the back, making sure I didn't cover up the clip holes on the side. Right, let me put that together and we'll come back for one last time. So here's the finished item. In fact, here are two pictures of the finished item. One with the white background and one with the metallic background. Which you prefer is really up to you. You may notice I made one change. I've darkened that yellow balloon down. It was too obvious that there wasn't a border behind when it was very light, so I've darkened it anyway, and I think it looks better. I hope you enjoy this project. Please do subscribe to the channel on YouTube if you're watching us on YouTube, or sign up to our email list if you're on the website. Happy crafting!